welcome you back to the channel. It's been a long summer, very busy one. Actually, it wasn't as long as I wish it was. But today, we're going to talk about a little incident that happened, actually a big incident that happened to me during a road trip this summer. And it all came down to this voltage regulator, which I've had to replace before on different bikes, certain bikes. The age and heat gets to them. From my experience, they cost about $100, give or take 20. But this one, imagine my surprise when I found it on Amazon for 36 bucks. What a bargain! What could go wrong? Well, this is what this episode is about. I'll start from the beginning. I took a road trip about 2 months ago, and just before the road trip I replaced the voltage regulator because it gave me some signals that it probably should be replaced. So I did that, and even though the weather was very unfriendly, if it wasn't rainy, it was very hot and very humid. That said, I've had voltage regulator fail, but they fail in a safe mode. And what I mean by that is your battery simply stops charging, and next time you stop the bike, you will not be able to restart it. No big deal. You can kickstart it if you're lucky enough to have a Kickstarter, or you can push it and jump on it, or you can have your friends push it. Last resort would be jumping from another vehicle, but unfortunately it's not the way this one failed. When it failed, and here's my question to the masses, the engineers, electrical engineers particularly. This is called, people call it a voltage regulator, which is somewhat inaccurate because its first job is to rectify and then regulate. When you rectify is the current, the alternate current coming from the alternator into DC current, which is what all of my components run onto. What happened is that it fried every single component that was turned on at the time when the rectifier, I believe, stopped rectifying. So a bunch of AC at usually about 50 volts AC traveled backwards into a system that's supposed to spin this way. AC current goes this way at a certain frequency, depending on how fast you're spinning the alternator. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter if your circuit breaker or your fuses are on one side, if the alternate current comes and destroys your loads from the other side, which, like I said, everything that was turned on at the time, ignition, the main ignition switch, it's about a $50 part. The ignition system is about $60 for quality parts, for if you put points in there. I had electronic ignition, but I don't care either one way or the other. Points are more, they will always get you home. Points will get you home. Electronic ignition, if you fry it, you're not going anywhere. Ignition coil, that's about another 80 bucks. Headlight is about $20. The speedometer, it's pretty expensive part, about 200 bucks or so. And tail light that was also turned on, just about 30 bucks. All in all, a very expensive mistake on my part, buying a motorcycle part that everything relies onto in order to make it home safely for 36 bucks instead of coming up and paying the 100 bucks that I'm used to paying originally from a brand name I had never heard before, and I wouldn't even discuss the country it was made in. There's no reason to get political about it. Anyway, don't buy cheap parts when it's time to replace anything on a bike. Replace with quality parts, known brand names, and read the reviews on the item before you're about to purchase it and rely on it. But now the story how the bike broke down. Funny thing is, it didn't break down while I was riding it. It broke down while a good friend of mine was riding it. This was happening in North Carolina. And this friend, coincidentally, today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Dave Fagar. Hope you're having a good one, buddy. Anyway, I let Dave, my friend Dave, ride it. And after an extended period of time, I saw him walking, and I started to get worried. But he was walking, so he was okay at least. But I knew the bike was not. Otherwise, he would be riding it. He hates walking. Doesn't anybody? And I quote his words exactly. I fucking hate Harley Davidson. It's not the Harley Davidson you should hate. And I was very embarrassed by it. It's the part that I paid $36 for instead of the 100 I should have given it. But that's the funny part. I didn't have to do the walking. My friend had to do the walking. It was embarrassing for me because I built a motorcycle that let him stranded. But luckily, he has a motorcycle shop nearby. Hi, Meow Meow. My stray cat. He won't let me touch her. Happy birthday, Dave. And be careful what parts you buy for your motorcycles or your car. Doesn't matter. Don't get stranded because of cheap stuff like that. Anyway, we'll get back in the garage one of these days, and we'll get back to the Cafe Racer project, which had to take a little break from my other projects happening. But I think we're back to slow down. Okay, we'll talk later. Bye bye.